Hi, welcome to FUT-IQ. This is Diego. Today I want to talk about Italy not going to the World Cup for a third time in a row.
Baby girl running on my
So like you guys know, Italy is not going to the World Cup again. Very disappointing, very upset. Uh, and I'm not even Italian, but this is just crazy to me. If we go back even to the history, Italy is a very, very, very important part of the World Cup, of the history. They've won 4 World Cups. If you don't know that, you probably live under a rock. But they're the second nation with the most amount of World Cups, alongside with Germany, and we know Brazil with 5. But this is crazy. In 1934, 1938, 1982, and their most recent World Cup was in 2006 against France, and that was probably one of the most memorable games ever. And we all know Zinedine's butthead, and they won in PKs against France. One of the most dramatic finals ever, up there with even the previous World Cup final. It's insane. Now the collapse really started in 2010, um, with knowing that they didn't even pass the group stage, and as well with 2014, and that was the last time that they qualified for the World Cup. But up until then, 2014, they had qualified at every World Cup since not even 2000. I'm sorry, since 1962. Crazy amount of time they had qualified up until then every single time. So this is a historic team. This is elite football right there. Being able to be consistent and win the World Cup 4 times. That not many nations even win one. So it is very important to go to the World Cup. It's something basic, something simple now because you go there so often. So not going 3 times in a row is literally failure. It's disappointment. And now today, people in the news, we were all notified that they're gonna do a change, right? Even the politicians in Italy are claiming for a change. The federation changing the people that are in power. They're gonna have meetings and collaborate with the Serie A, Serie B, Serie C to see what they can do, what type of developments they can do, what change needs to happen so they cannot be where they're at. But it's been since 2010 that they have been failing and very bad because they hadn't even qualified 2018, 2022, and now 2026. So this is insane. This is very, very sad. And this is something I've talked about on my channel. I don't know, maybe not in English, but in Spanish in my videos, with the problem that Mexico has. And it's very similar to what the problem that Italy has. And it is very, very sad and disappointing. It all comes back to the power and the federation and the people in power that make the wrong choices. Basically, the players are there. There's not necessarily the lack of quality, it's the lack of development. This is what I mean by lack of opportunity. So we all know AC Milan, Inter, rising up, for example, Como. There's very, very few Italian players or youngsters in those teams. For example, with Como, there's only 2 Italian players. One's a goalkeeper, and I think he's the third or second goalkeeper. And then there's a center back that's Italian. And those are the only Italians in that team. So, like, keep in mind, like, imagine if we go into how many Italian players are in AC Milan, Inter, very, very few. And then we even talk about, oh, give me top elite Italian like players right now: Bastoni, Donnarumma, Barella, Tonali. That's about it. There's a lot of lack of quality. Yes, you could say, but it's because there's lack of opportunity. If the teams from Serie A, and even if we go even deeper with this, they just need to have a whole change with the formation, the format that they have, with how many foreign players they can have in their teams, and how many Italian youngsters or just Italian players can be part of the team. So that's the problem that there is in Mexico as well. A lot of foreign players. Nothing wrong with that, but the amount of players is the problem. So yes, you can learn a lot from a Brazilian player, from a Argentinian player. Yes, you can. But the development of the youth is very important. Not just for your team as a club, trying to play Champions League or trying to win the league, but also as a nation to have depth in developing young players and making sure that you have a good team or developing a good team for something to happen. We can see with Germany in 2010, the way they were reforming their Bundesliga to getting more opportunities to young players and having them play more minutes. And then we see 2014, they win the World Cup. So there's like an insane amount of lack of opportunity for the Italian young players. And it's very sad having to see Italy not qualifying, losing against Sweden in 2018, losing against Northern Macedonia in 2022, and then again today in 2026 against Bosnia. Very disappointing. What do you guys think that these guys need to do to change? Obviously, they're going to meet with the federation. Obviously, they're going to maybe take down the people and bring new people into the project and new ownerships with maybe clubs or the coach like taking out Gattuso, but I don't think Gattuso is the problem. I don't think necessarily the players are the problem. Yes, to an extent, yes, they are, but I think that the problem is deeper than just the players. Just the players. Obviously, you can go in depth with the game. Bastoni red card. People are hating on him. There was already controversial situation with Bastoni and the red card in the Serie A game. And now Italy is out of the World Cup, and he's probably, if not the most hated person in Italy, one of the most hated person in Italy. So it's very understandable. Like, how do you lose against Bosnia? And the fans are outraged and furious. And to get it even more into depth with this, we all know that Serie A used to be a great league, had great players in a bunch of different teams like Napoli, like Inter, like AC Milan, and Juve, Lazio, and now the Serie A, yes, they have big names and some big players, but it's not the same as it used to be. Now there's the EPL, which is, in my opinion, and for most of the people, one of the best leagues in the world. But it's the Serie A is not even in the top three right now. Maybe they make the top five. Maybe they make the top five, and that's because other leagues also lack quality. But Italy was used to be, if not one of, or the best leagues in the world, and right now it's maybe one of the last one. The only thing that can save Italy is because they won the Euros in 2020. But other than that, honestly, it's been a failure. It's been very disappointing. And what do you guys think that these guys need to change? Comment down below. Is it changing the federation? Is it changing the power? Is it changing the players, the development? What do you guys think? Let me know. Comment down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Baby girl running on my